There are many good reasons to appeal to your insurance. Today, part 3. Welcome, I am the Medical Bill Whisperer. A previous billing manager turned patient advocate, I am committed to bringing answers, insights, and solutions to empower patients like you. So, part 3 of why filing an appeal, also called a grievance. Let's first remember, appeal or grievance is your right as well as that of your medical provider to request a reconsideration of a decision that has led to lack or denial of coverage or rejection of payment. Your appeal rights are listed under terms of your policy as well as detailed at the bottom of every explanation of benefit your insurance sends you. We explored reasons to file appeals due to eligibility rejections in Part 1 and lack of coverage or benefits in Part 2. Today, let's see claim processing. So if your claim has been denied, the main question is why? So there could be a number of reasons. Let's go over clerical errors first. Why? Because they would not be eligible for an appeal. Examples: wrong demographic data, the wrong patient's name, date of birth, address, ID number, missing documentation such as medical records, wrong insurance or plan, especially in January of every new year, missing information such as a code, or, speaking of which, an incorrect code, such as wrong place of service. Now, the correction by the provider's office and a resubmission of this corrected claim should lead to processing without having to file for an appeal, which would anyway be rejected until the correct information has been submitted. Now, a good, valid reason to file an appeal might be eligibility. If you have not paid your premium, if your COBRA administrator has not processed your paperwork or paid your premiums on your behalf, if an accident or injury form has not been returned, if coordination of benefit, meaning you or a dependent have more than one policy and each has to decide who pays first, has not been finalized yet, or if your 26-year-old child has dropped from your policy or is about to, I would suggest to try and resolve the issue outside of an appeal. Why? Because your claims are going to be denied until the matter is resolved, and an appeal can take 30 to 60 days. I would try to resolve it by paying the premium or getting your COBRA administrator to expedite their administrative duty. I would return any questionnaire that has been sent to me by the insurance, and I would also clarify whether dependent is to be on my policy or has dropped. The correction, the documentation or information plus resubmission should lead to processing. Now, there might be clinical reasons for denial of a claim. For example, not medically justified, not standard of care, not on the medical policy, off-label or experimental, not a covered benefit, or not medically necessary. Again, documentation to prove the contrary is essential. By documentation, I mean medical records, your physician or any physician's letter of medical necessity explaining the need for the service that was rendered, why it was medically indicated. Articles in medical journals are also helpful, as are other carriers' medical policies, and especially if Medicare covers it. Now, health agencies' recommendations, the FDA, the CDC, Health and Human Services, and others can also help establish what is standard of care. And do watch my special video on that. It is a little complex. But basically, the standard of care is what any physician facing your symptoms or your condition would have ordered. If it is what was ordered in your case, then it should be standard of care. Now, you can also use the terms of a policy against your insurance, and especially if it is not listed as a specific exclusion, then why should it be denied? Again, documentation and evidence with a little bit of luck should lead to a reversal of a denial. There are administrative reasons why a claim could have been rejected. Those excuses could be untimely filing, not authorized, not a benefit, or number of services in a day or in a year has already been exceeded. But a lot of times, unfortunately, it's because your insurance has ignored a legal mandate, state or federal. Here again, some research and digging should help clarify the matter. For example, what do the terms of policy indicate? Are there specific circumstances that could affect how something has to be covered by your insurance? And I mean specifically ER conditions. Untimely, did you receive a new insurance ID number late, or did the provider not update their system on time? Was there a pre-approval before the service was rendered? Or did you have a special authorization to cover a service at a specific rate or outside the terms of the policy? And of course, any violation of a legal mandate should definitely be appealed. This evidence, and again with some luck, should lead to a reversal. Why am I indicating luck? Because appeal reviewers usually have just a few minutes to look over your paperwork and make a decision. And if they don't have enough time, or if the documentation is too obscure, then chances are they will just reinforce the decision that was issued previously and force you into a second-degree appeal. For some helpful tips now, your in-network provider should file the first-degree appeal. Why? First, because per contract, that is a requirement on their part. And second, because they have a chance to avoid filing an appeal and waste time altogether by requesting a peer-to-peer call between your referring physician and the insurance medical director. Those calls are meant for your provider to explain your specific circumstances and medical details so that the medical director at the insurance can get a better idea than going through potentially dozens, if not hundreds, of medical records. And those calls are usually more successful than not. If your appeal is denied, do file a second-degree appeal, but make sure you have more or better evidence. Last, don't waste your appeals. They are limited in number, usually just 2, unless you have what is called a self-funded plan under ERISA, which allows you 3 levels. And do take advantage of other videos I have posted on some other concepts and terms we have explored today. They can give you more details to help you out even more. Thank you for your likes, for your comments, and your subscribes. This channel is trying to grow and cannot do so without your help. Thank you.